Okay, connecting mapping diagrams. So we have three major examples up here on the board. Our first example of a mapping diagram. What I do want you guys to do is find the domain range of each and in set notation. So, the domain of the very first one, so instead of writing the entire word domain, I'm just going to write D now and a colon. What would the domain of the first one be if this is our X and our Y? Just assume the ones on the left are always our X and the ones on the right are Y.
Can't just assume.
What would the domain be? 1, 2, and 3. There's our domain. That's it. Our range would be what? 4 and 5. Now, without putting this into a graph, is this a function?
No.
Why is this not a function? There are what? Because 2 shares its value. Great. So, because we have 2 y values for 1 x value, this won't be a function. If we were to graph this, we'd have our vertical line would be crossing 2 points. Okay, so because 2 is the value of 4 and 5, this is not a function. Okay? Now, if you also notice in this question, 1, 2, and 3 all hit 4. Is that really important in determining whether it's a function or not?
Yes.
Why? What is it determining?
It'll be a straight line.
Okay. Okay, you're right. It'd be a horizontal line. Another way to look at this, and this is why I've written it as words, is in this example here. We have a Toyota, okay? And a Toyota has, there are different types of Toyotas. Corollas, Camrys, 4Runners, Prius, and keeps going and going and going.
Prius.
Now, let's think about this. What would the domain of this be?
Toyota.
The domain is Toyota. Okay? Toyota. Our range is what? Yes, all of those products. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly see Camry, Corolla, 4Runner, Prius, fit them all in. Okay, now, this is what's important. Would this be a function?
No.
Why not?
Because Toyota shares every value.
Because Toyota is sharing the value of Corolla, Camry, 4Runner, Prius. Okay? So in other words, this can't be a function because our x value has many different y values. Okay? So when looking at a mapping diagram, I know I called it oval before, I couldn't remember the name. It's called a mapping diagram. Okay? This would not be a function. Okay? So I guess I should write answers in here. Yes, a function. Oh, sorry, I lied. That one's no. No function. And it's not a function because of the 2 sharing 2 values. Okay? This is not a function, so no function, no fun we'll call it, because we have 4 different values for 1 x value. And then finally, our last example, what would our domain be? Yeah, Corolla, Camry, 4Runner, Prius. And our range would be Toyota, just Toyota. Would this be a function?
Yes.
Yes. They can all have the same y value, but there's a different x value for all of this. Okay? So this would be a function. So we would say yes, a function. Okay? And if you think about it, I'm going to replace those with numbers. Let's say we called these car, the Toyota was just the number 1, and Corolla was 1, 2, 3, 4. This wouldn't be a function because the x value 1 had 4 different y values.
More than one x value.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to make some makeshift graphs quickly.
I have one question.
Let me just finish this part and then I'll address it, okay? I want you to think of it like this in terms of numbers. If our x value is the number 1, okay, so here's our number 1 in this first example, I would have a y value of 1, here's a coordinate, 2, 3, and 4. If we draw a vertical line, what happens? It crosses all of those in one vertical line. That means it can't be a function. Where, vice versa, if our x values are 1, 2, 3, 4, and our y value is just 1, then I have values like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. My vertical line test works, because when I draw it through, it only hits 1 point. It looks like a horizontal line, that's fine. Okay? So that would be a function where our other one would not be a function.